Most of the time when students plan to study abroad, they always think of the best courses to study in that particular country. However, they don't think about the courses that they should not study. So today, I'm going to cover top 10 worst courses or the courses which are not good for students in terms of employability or their chances of getting settlement in that particular country. So today I've selected New Zealand. I'm not doing this video alone. I have Victor from Victor Immigration who's going to shed some light around it. So if this topic is of any use to you, make sure you keep watching the video till the end. But before that, a quick introduction about myself. My name is Sarica and welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy. I have good news for students who want to study abroad. My team can help you. If you want to study in any of this listed country, you know what to do, right? You have to fill the form which is provided in my video description and my team will reach out to you. So without any further delay, let's get started with today's video and invite Victor. Hi Victor, welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy. And if you don't mind, can you please introduce yourself once again to my audience, please?
Thank you, Sarica. First of all, thanks for bringing me here on this platform once again, and it's always a pleasure to be here. So this is Victor from New Zealand, and I bring more than 10 years of experience in providing education and career counseling to students and migrants. So I'm here to share my knowledge with Your Knowledge Buddy.
Thank you, Victor. So today's topic is very interesting. As you know, Victor, most of the time when I interact with students, we always focus about the best courses that they should be taking to get employment in the country they're going. For example, New Zealand here now, or if they want to settle in a country, we don't talk too much about the courses which students should not be taking, especially for students who want to get a good job with a good salary, and also for people or students who want to settle in that country. So today I want to discuss that, like top 10 courses which students should avoid if they want to settle in New Zealand or if they want employment in New Zealand. Do you think you can talk about it?
Definitely, Sarika, because as I said, we have been doing this for a long time, more than a decade, and we have experienced, and from my personal experience, I'll share the knowledge of the courses or the career choices which an international student, if you have a pathway of residency, or because without job you cannot settle down in the country, and most of those migrants, they come to countries like New Zealand, Australia, Canada to study, and they want a pathway towards work visa and residency. So today I'm going to share my knowledge or my personal viewpoint about the courses which can be avoided, but definitely there could be some people, those who want to excel in these fields, and they will be okay, but it's just a general opinion.
So let's start.
All right. So the first course, which I think, in my opinion, Sarika, is to avoid is fashion technology or fashion design. Again, the problem with our country like New Zealand, we are a small economy and we are an import-based economy. So fashion designing and fashion marketing sort of programs, they don't do pretty well here because we have a strong retail sector, but we do not have huge sector and popularity in designing the fashion. So the first course is fashion. And then moving towards the second program, which in my opinion, is art and visual arts. So if you talk about the population size and the market size of New Zealand, so these courses might be like the students, those who graduate from these courses might hard to find employment in arts and visual arts. And the third one, in my opinion, is music. If someone is really passionate about music, again, with the size of the market, the music industry here is not that great, and the international students will struggle to find employment. And there is another program which is disaster management. That's a great program for a local New Zealander or a citizen to do, but disaster management won't do really good for an international student, because being an international student in the government sector, it's really hard to gain employment without the residency. So it's not suitable or advisable for a international student. The next one, which I think is sport and exercise science, definitely there are gyms and sport coaching facilities are available, but it's really hard to make career, and it's a very, very competitive field. So if you are planning to come here and study sports and exercise science, then it will be a little bit struggle for you. The next program, which I believe, is criminology. If somebody wants to study criminology or the operations in the court, basically working in the court sector or the legal enforcement sector without a residency, that won't be a really ideal program. And the next program, which I think is the human rights. Again, the same scenario, the human rights, job opportunities, or NGOs, if we talk about, there are not many job opportunities in this sector. And the next one is counseling. So basically giving counseling to victims of domestic violence or family court counselings, or counseling to youth. Those sort of areas are also government funded and covered by the government. So not many job opportunities are available in this sector. And the next one is the real estate and property management sector. So if anybody wants to come here and study these programs, it's not going to help, because without supervision, and it is a registration based career field. Basically, you need a registration to work in this domain. And being international students, you can't spend time in doing that, and it won't be helpful. So these programs are ideal for the locals again. And the next one I'll talk about, or the last one, is the communication studies. So you will be facing a lot of competition with the local population here, local people here. So communication is the last one, which I think will not do very well in the job market. So guys, these are the 10 courses. And in conclusion, I would just want to say, these are my personal opinion, but there are plenty of other courses. You should watch Sarica's other videos where it is already covered, and we'll be covering more in detail about the courses which you should be choosing. What do you think, Sarika?
Yes, exactly. To be honest, when you were talking about all those courses, my mind always compare everything with UK. Yeah, I was just thinking how it is different to the UK market. And I'm not surprised the lists of the courses that you have said now, I think I'm going to list the same thing for UK market as well, almost the same thing. However, I've got a question for you. So Victor, when you were talking about the course about human rights, can you talk a little bit more? Because in UK, we have certain job titles or courses regarding the social care. So does the human rights related course, is it like a social care? Can people work as a social care? Is it the same, or is it different?
Definitely, Sarika. So human rights and social work in here in New Zealand, we have courses related to social work, so which is again not ideal for international students. Only reason behind that is that the job market is very limited, and the jobs exist and funded by the government. Being an international student, it's pretty hard to gain a job in the government sector, and without a residency or without the citizenship.
Another clarification that I want is, say if students still want to come and do these courses, so you're saying at least they will manage to get a job after they finish their degree, or do you think they will even struggle to get a job in their field if they pick up such courses?
Sarika, it all depends on person to person. And say, I'll give you an example. If somebody come here and study a music program, and the person is passionate about music, they have a background, and they have already a proven track record, they might get a job here. By all means, they can be really successful. And even if we talk about sports, I have seen from my personal experience, people, those who came from India, very limited. But I would say in my whole 11 years of counseling to international students, I have seen maybe just a couple of cases here from the people, those who were in the cricket, or they were in the sports and sciences, and they came here, they become coach, they got the residency, and they settled down. But the purpose of this video is just to spread the word and spread the knowledge. I would say to avoid these programs if you are just from a general background and you want to make New Zealand your home, and you want to come here and choose the pathway of study, work, and settle down. Again, exceptions are always there.
For my new audience, Victor, can you explain what is New Zealand's point-based system? For example, if they're coming to study a master's course, which is say from 1 year to 2 year course, and I know you explained in previous video, but I don't know, students or people who are watching this video, if they have not watched the previous video, they will not understand what is New Zealand's points-based system. If you don't mind, can you explain that very quickly, please?
Sarika, this point-based system, New Zealand has different ways how people can apply for residency, and all this information is available on the website www.immigration.govt.nz. And by just doing a simple Google search of simplified PR policy for New Zealand, people can get the information. And just to give you some idea, if someone comes here and do a bachelor's degree of 3 years or 2.5 years, they will be getting 3 years of post-study work visa, and that bachelor's degree give them 3 points. So if they work in the post-study work visa domain in that time frame which is given to them, if they work for 3 years, that will give them 3 points for the work experience. So altogether, they need 6 points to succeed for the PR. Second category is someone who comes here and does masters, or someone is already having a master's from offshore. That master's can be equivalent to 5 points, subject to their NZQA assessment if they are bringing an overseas qualification. So 5 plus 1 year of New Zealand experience can give them 1 point, which is total 6 points, and that leads to PR. If somebody is already having a PhD degree, or someone is coming here to study a PhD, that is equivalent to direct 6 points. It means PhD holders can come to New Zealand, find a job, and apply for the direct residency. So 6 point is the game.
Can I just ask a question about PhD, please? So I don't know, say in UK, they're doing a PhD, but they did not find a job or sponsorship job after they finished their PhD. Now, if they're a PhD holder from any country, they still get 6 points. Can they just move to New Zealand without even a job offer?
Not without a job offer, Sarika. So I will clarify this fact. even in more detail. So if, say, for example, someone has finished their PhD from UK, they have to apply for a qualification assessment. If their qualification is not listed as an exempt qualification, most of the qualifications are, if they are from an English-speaking country or a comparable country. If it is not listed, then we have to apply for a NZQA, IQA, so which is International Qualification Assessment. Once that assessment is there, it means that applicant can claim 6 points, but still they have to meet few criteria like English. They have to still show that they have 6.5 bands, or if they have studied from English speaking countries, we can get a waiver. The second thing is of a good character and acceptable standard of health, as well as a job offer. So if they have a job offer and a PhD, they can apply for the direct residency.
Thank you very much, Victor. I hope this video is useful for all the students who are planning to go to New Zealand and study. If you want to reach out to Victor, you can email us on yourknowledgebuddy@gmail.com. And I'm already planning a webinar or YouTube live session with Victor. So make sure you keep commenting webinar or YouTube live session if you want me to bring Victor and get all your questions answered. Thank you, Victor. Thank you for coming and sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you very much, Sarica.